It's appropriate to have a trust in a lot of different situations, but the two types of situations that we encounter in which people most typically have a trust on is when it's appropriate for them to have a living trust and when it's appropriate for them to have an irrevocable trust that in our office we call a Medicaid trust. Let's talk about the living trust first. The living trust is a probate avoidance vehicle that not only can help to reduce or eliminate federal estate taxes, but it also reduces the fees, delay, and publicity of the probate process. The living trust is an instrument in which you're giving your instructions to the world as to what to do with your assets in case you can't handle them or if you pass on. And as a result of you having that set of instructions, probate isn't necessary. It can reduce the attorney fees by a third or a half. It can also make the process go much quicker. It can chop months off of the process. And it can also preserve privacy. If you probate your estate, then that's a public record. Anybody can come and look at what you own and who's getting it. But if you have a living trust, there's no probate, and nobody can see what's going on there. In addition, a living trust is a great way to protect special needs beneficiaries. And I'm not just talking about folks who've been afflicted with a problem at birth, like spina bifida or some other type of impairment. More particularly, what I'm talking about is someone who's in a bankruptcy, someone who's in a divorce, someone who's developed a substance abuse problem or a gambling problem. These are all adult onset problems. And if a person is ready to inherit and they've got one of those problems, they may never see the money. They may lose it to a bankruptcy trustee. They may lose it gambling at Argosy. They may lose it in a divorce. However, if you have a living trust, that trustee can hang on to that distribution for that vulnerable beneficiary, wait until the danger passes, then give them the money. And a simple will can't do that. So living trusts are one type of trust we use in our office a lot. Another trust we use with great frequency is a Medicaid trust. A Medicaid trust is a vehicle to hold the gifts that we make when we're doing nursing home planning. See, when someone enters a nursing home, they're going to have to use all of their money to pay for their care until they've only got $1,500 left. Well, Medicaid planning involves making gifts when we have a trustworthy person to keep that money. But instead of giving them that money directly, we set up a Medicaid trust, make that person a trustee, and we make them the beneficiary. And then we give that person the money as the trustee of that Medicaid trust. And what that does is a couple of important things. First of all, if that person dies, suffers from a divorce or a bankruptcy, we're not going to lose the money. Instead, a successor trustee we've named in that trust is going to take over managing that money and make it available for the parent that gave it to them. Furthermore, the Medicaid trust is also a vehicle that avoids probate, just like a living trust does. What we want to do when we do Medicaid planning is make sure we preserve those assets so they are available in case the mom or dad who gave them away can have them back and pay for their care. And so the Medicaid trust is a very important vehicle to help promote the integrity of that money and make sure it's not lost to these other bad things.